Tonight, at the end of the next Dragon's Den episode happening tonight, they are announcing that myself and 4 others are going to be the new guest dragons on the Dragon's Den Full Circle series.
So cool, man.
Which is amazing and such this great opportunity, right? As someone who went through Dragon's Den, as somebody who looked at the dragons as like, wow, these are like the, you know, the faces of Canadian entrepreneurship. And now to actually be able to go and sit in that chair and do the exact same thing as a guest dragon is just absolutely wild. So those episodes are going to air February 26th and March 5th. And it's just been like the craziest trip ever since we actually filmed this Full Circle moment.
Yeah. Anything? I know you probably can't talk about the episodes, but was there fun stuff that you stumbled across? I'm sure there were some cool people that came through during those recordings.
Hell yeah. Look, like case in point, I like to, you know, share my opinions. Like for me, you know, I think that we need more entrepreneurs. Like that's just factual. There needs to be more entrepreneurs out there, Canada. Especially in Canada. Yeah. Entrepreneurs are the future. Entrepreneurship in business is also the ultimate life hack, because whether you're even successful or not, I don't even care. You should just be forced to try to start a business, because it's actually a reflection of who you are and your skills and your ability to adapt in the real world made real. Like that's all really it is. And whether you are successful or not, you will learn so much in 1 year of entrepreneurship that'll just make you a better human. Totally. Trust me when I say, for people that are intimidated by mortgages, people that are intimidated by planning a wedding, if you had done 1 year of entrepreneurship, that stuff is easy for you. Like those are just things that allow you.
After being an entrepreneur, skills. When someone comes to you who hasn't been an entrepreneur and says, I have a big problem, and you're like, okay, well, what's going on? And then they tell you the problem. It takes all of me sometimes to say, that is your problem. That's what you consider your problem. And you sound like an asshole, obviously, if you come up that way. But anyway, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's the truth. And that's the thing. And I just think we need way more entrepreneurs out there. And I think that like one of the biggest things is that, like, if we could be honest, like entrepreneurship is vilified very often. And it's, you know, oh, these are greedy individuals who all they care about
even
is
at your
money
generation, you think it is still?
I don't think it's a generational thing anymore.
No,
I think it's just a mindset thing. I think
yeah.
if you're the type of person who believes that we live in a world where you are responsible for your actions, and for better or for worse, if you take bad actions, you'll get bad results. But if you put a disproportionate amount of work in because you feel like you want and deserve more, then to me, that you are going to be the type of person who entrepreneurship works really, really well. But if you're on the flip side of that, where you believe the world should be fair and you believe that there should be safety nets for everybody, then you're going to hate entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship, because we are essentially everything that stands in the way. And what I mean by stands in the way is just that, like, we're the ones that are willing to put that disproportionate risk in. Like, think about it, like the amount of people that entrepreneurs employ, right? The amount of
capital you're putting at risk.
Exactly. Like, we're trying to build products and goods and services that add to the productivity of the country, that make it so there are good things that people can go ahead and actually purchase and participate in. And then we're also employing individuals, but it's so much risk. And I would just love to see the culture shift around cheering on our founders and cheering on our entrepreneurs, especially, I don't care. I mean, and you know, one of the biggest things that I think people struggle with, and I actually forgive them for having the mindset of, well, you know, capitalists and all this, is everyone gets put in the same bucket. And, you know, you look at it with like landlords. I'll give this a perfect example. So there are obviously a few slumlord landlords, the big corporations that absolutely require
more than
regulation.
A few, but yes,
these large ones.
Yeah.
But then what ends up happening is, in the media and the narrative, is it lumps the mom pa who saved up everything. Everyone's a landlord. Yeah. And then when we say things like, oh, we need to put more regulation and bad landlords and this and that, we then look at the mom pa and we put them in the same bucket. I think it's the same with entrepreneurship. Listen, I think there are definitely a group of individuals who think that all entrepreneurs are just balling out of control. And the reality is that most entrepreneurs are struggling more than anybody else that is out there, in terms of people who have decided to kind of take their career into their own hands. And so I just want to be, the thing I get really excited about being a guest dragon is, like, I completely broke all those molds. Like, I wasn't really supposed to make it, right? I was going to fail out of high school. There was a couple teachers and my group of friends that kind of, you know, gave me the safety net to push forward. And I was always a bad bet in life. And, you know, just straight up through hard work. There was nothing else. Nothing was ever given or handed out. I was able to build this life for myself that has been a blessing. Yeah. And I truly believe that anybody can do that. However, it requires them to want to do that. And if they don't want to do it, then they'll never have it. But if they do want to do it, I would just love for there to be more support and enthusiasm and excitement for those individuals. And I hope that by people seeing me as a guest,
you're a driving force to begin to that change.
I would love to.
What are the dates again? February
26th, and then March 5th.
Okay.
So that's the one side of it, is obviously, like, it is just this wild full circle moment.